Understand, right? So what is this connection URL? Connection URL is to connect which database and which machine. And if the database is not exist, go ahead and create it. And the connection driver name, suppose if we have if we are using any database, so the specific driver we have to download and we have to keep it in a Hive home libraries. Then who has the access to this database? The username of the database and password of the database. The password of the database. Okay. Okay. Let's move. If you want, you can use the database for other purposes, but this database will contain only metadata. In this database, you will not see any data. Suppose if you want to go ahead and create, you can go ahead and create, but Hive will not access that data. Hive will access only a metadata. Hive will access only a metadata. What is the purpose of the keeping MySQL as a external database? Why we need external database? Why we need external database as a metadata? Manu, these are the steps to start your embedded Derby. So not to worry about this. We'll just jump into your Hive tables. Manu, tell me why we need metadata.
In order to access data from the file systems.
Yes. So whatever the data you're storing into HDFS, that will be under the HDFS. That will be your HDFS understands only files. It will not understand whether it's a table or whether it's a view, whether it's which format it is. It doesn't understand. So it knows only it's the form of the files, right? So that data, you if you want to create any structure for that data, the data which is stored under HDFS, if you want to create any structure, so we go with the Hive. So why we are going with the Hive? Hive is given you a facility where you can create a tables on that data. So if it creates the tables on that, why we'll go with the tables? But it's easy to access. You can easily represent the specific column. You can easily access the set of data, whatever the data you want. That's why we'll go with the tables. So the data, whatever the data is available in HDFS or other data which is coming to HDFS, you can create that a structure for that data. You can create a structure for that data. You can access it by using your SQL language or HQL. Here is a HQL. Okay. Hive is a data warehouse package built on top of the Hadoop. It's facilitates querying and managing large datasets residing on the distributed storage. Your distributed storage is nothing but your HDFS. It's abstract complexity of the Hadoop and provides an easy way for the data analysis. See, if the data is there in HDFS, what will happen? You have to write a MapReduce program or you have to do something else to process the data to analyze it, right? Instead of that, whatever the data is there in the HDFS, I'll create a structure for it, table structure. Then I have something called HQL where I'll go and query simple queries, where I'll write a simple queries to fetch the data to do analysis. Okay, it is targeted for the users who are comfortable with SQL. It is similar to SQL as called as a Hive query languages. Hive query language. It is developed by Facebook and contributed to community. Community is nothing but your Apache. Query execution is Hive happens via MapReduce only. Even though if you write a query, internally it will convert into MapReduce. Even if you write a query, internally it converts into MapReduce only. Hive does not support low latency and real-time queries. What is a low latency? I have issued a query, I just need a result. I'm processing a 10 GB of data, I have sent a query, I need immediate results. That will not support. Low latency means suppose you want to know 100 milliseconds or 10 milliseconds or nanoseconds. You want the results in the nanoseconds. It's not possible. Even for the small query also in the Hive, it will take so much of time. In the Hive, even for the small selection or small filtering, it will take so much of time. It's just not a low latency, it's a high latency. And it's not mainly meant for the real-time queries. It's not mainly meant for the real-time queries. It is OLAP tool. It's a data warehouse system. It is not OLTP. Are you guys able to follow? Okay. So even though it is a very small query for the small amount of the data, it will take so much of time. That's called high latency. It's not low latency. Okay. Designed for the scalability and easy use of rather than low latency responses. Okay, it has a set different kind of interfaces where you can access through web, where you can access through some servers like a thrift servers. You can connect through servers where you can access through some Java applications also by connecting JDBC, by using JDBC drivers. Even you can access through a REST web services by passing a JDBC connection URL, and you can connect the Hive. You can get the data. That's a different kind of the interfaces are available for it. There's a flexibility of your Hive. Okay, and one is a shell which we are going to see, and the driver is nothing but your the JDBC driver, which driver you are using to connect your metadata. It will have a compiler to compile the query, which the query you have executed. The compiler will create a physical plan and logical plan and physical plan, and it will execute that and use execution engine, and it will create a DAG. What is a DAG? Direct acyclic graph. What it will do? What it has to execute first, then what it has to execute next, what it has to execute next. So it will create a DAG plan, and accordingly it will be execute the plan. That's the execution plan your execution engine will do. The meta store, yes, the meta store is your MySQL database or Postgres database, what are the database you are using. What it will do, when you create a structure on your data which is stored in HDFS, the structure information, metadata as structure information, what is the table name, what is the table name, what is the column name, what is the type of the column, is there any special columns in this like a partitioning or bucketing, right? Is there something using in this, what type of table it is a managed table, or whether it's a temporary table, or whether it's an external table, or whether it is a skew table. All this information will be loaded into your metadatabase, metastore. Okay, when you issue a query, first it will go and talk to the metadata to understand the schema, then it will fetch the schema, then it will go and apply the schema into your data which is stored in HDFS. Is this clear till here? Is this clear, guys? Okay, let's jump to our tables, creating a tables in this. We have seen the databases, and let's jump to tables. We have seen the data types. We have seen the complex data types as well. Okay, so I'll show you this. I'll explain one more time for complex data types because these are important. Okay, coming to manage tables. Before going into manage table, I would like to explain one configuration in our default Hive default site hive-default.xml file. There will be a configuration called Hive Metastore Warehouse Directory. So this configuration represents there will be a value called your Hive slash user slash Hive slash warehouse. Let's go ahead and look at the configuration. What that configuration represents, I'll explain that. Whatever the data you create, whatever the data you load in a managed table, that data will go under the folder you have specified in that configuration. Let's see what is the configuration. Go to Hive installation. You guys can also see and go to Hive installation, see that Hive conf default.xml gedit. Yep, this is the one. This is the configuration. This is the configuration. Hive metastore dot warehouse directory. Warehouse directory. This is the location when you load the data into managed table. When you load the data into managed table, that data, irrespective of, it can be a local data or it can be HDFS data. Whatever the data you load into your tables, that data will go under this directory in HDFS. This directory in a HDFS. Under HDFS, the folder structure will be created like this: slash user slash hive slash warehouse. You can also have view here. It will create a folder structure slash user slash hive slash warehouse. Under that, whatever the data you load, whatever the table you create, it will create the data in the form of table. Tables will be a directory here, and the data will be in the form of files. Okay, let's simply look at here. Localhost I want to show you in the legacy. You guys can, you guys are using a latest version, right? So here you'll be having an option called legacy UI. You'll be having option called legacy UI. You can change to legacy UI. Okay, when you change to legacy UI, the old version of UI will be displayed here. So browse files and user, and you'll be having a Hive, and you'll be having a warehouse. You no need to create. You no need to create manually. As soon as you start loading the data, it will be create. I hope by all that by the time you already executed the Hive, it might be created. You guys can go ahead and look at. Can I check this folder structure has been created or not? Manu, Murali,
Yes, Ravana.
go to your Hive. Go to your. Okay, can you execute this command? So instead of no need to look at there, you can also see this command. Hadoop fs-ls slash user. Click on this execute this command in your screen. So first try to understand what is a warehouse directory. The warehouse directory is slash user slash hive slash warehouse. That's the directory. That's the directory represents when you go ahead and create a managed table. What is a managed table? We have discussed about sometime before what is a managed table. When you create any managed table, that table holds the control. That your hive holds the control on that table completely. If you delete the table, complete data will be deleted and table will be deleted and meta information also will be deleted, right? How it is holding that control? Because as soon as you load the data will be loaded under slash user slash hive slash warehouse. The data will go under this. If you create a managed table, the data will go under the warehouse. It means your hive has a more control on it. It means your hive has a more control on it. And it means if you see any tables, whatever the table you create there, the table is nothing but folder, and whatever the data you load it, the data is nothing but a files.
Ravi, what is the command Hadoop minus
Hadoop fs
S?
minus ls. Hadoop space fs space minus ls space slash user. Executed the command.
Ravana, I'm able to see only one folder, Ravana.
Under it's okay. Is there slash user folder?
Hadoop space FS space LS, right?
Hyphen ls, correct. Minus ls space
Yeah,
slash
yeah,
user.
yeah.
I'm able to see only I slash user slash Hadoop only one folder.
You don't have a slash hive.
No, I didn't.
Okay. Okay. So I think it'll be get created when you create a table. Um,
No.
I don't think you have permissions.
I'm seeing like, user slash Hive
Uh-huh.
and user slash Murali. That's it I'm seeing.
You have hive is there, right?
Yes.
Okay. So under the hive you'll be having warehouse. You can execute the same command. You say this command. It'll show warehouse. See my screen and user slash hive.
Yeah, I'm seeing warehouse. Yes, I'm
Okay.
seeing warehouse
It
folder.
means that when you start the hive, it'll start creating this folder structure. Okay. Manohar, you don't have this option slash user slash hive.
No, no, Ravana.
Okay. Start your hive. Do you started the hive?
Yes, Ravana.
Okay. Might be a permission problem. Okay. It might be a permission problem. We'll look at that. Not a problem. Okay. Let's jump to create a tables now. will be executing the commands to create a table. So now what we have understand by seeing this configuration, if you create any managed table, the table will be created under where? Under warehouse. Under warehouse. See here, we're going to talk about the managed table. In case of managed table, the data is controlled by Hive. Creating a table creates a directory for the data on HDFS. Also, dropping the table and gets the delete all the data as well. What does it mean? Let's say the same data can be accessed by multiple users, right? Or multiple tools. There is a data in HDFS. That data is processing by a MapReduce. That data is processing by a pig. That data using by some other purpose. And we have created table on it, managed table. So when you load that data, that HDFS data into the your managed table, what will happen? It will get the control on it. It will get the control on it. As soon as it get the control, when you drop a table by mistake, you thought that okay, I don't want this table for no longer. You just you drop the table. Then what happened? The whole data will be deleted. Okay. Okay. Let's look at how to create a table. First, to go ahead and look at in a Hive. Go to Hive. Show databases. Show databases. Show databases. Show databases. So you may not be having any databases apart from the default. Default is the database. Default is the default database. Okay. So you can create a database if you want. Create database name. So I'm giving here Hive test. Hive underscore test. Here I'm giving Hive underscore test. I have created a database called Hive test. I have created a database called Hive test. Not only plain creation of the table guys, database, you can also give the properties for this. While creating a database, you can give the properties. We will see them detailedly. Okay. If you want to use this database, the command is use hive hyphen test. Hive hyphen test. Now you are using Hive database. Hive underscore test database. Why it is taking this much time? Okay. Now what is the database? Your current database? The current database is Hive underscore test. Okay. So let's go ahead and create. So before that, let's prepare some data. Prepare some data.
Zira, if you want to see like in which database we are in,
Yeah,
do you have any comment?
yes, there is a command. So it's not like a command. You have to enable some flag. Okay. So that flag will show you that which database currently we're using. That flag is 1 second. I forgot the flag. It's a print db something. It will be there. I'll show you that, Suresh. Okay, here only it is there. 1 second. Yeah. This one. Set hive CLI print current db true. Set hive.cli.print.current.db. When I say set to true, it will display the table. Okay, let me show you that. Set hive.cli dot
See,
current
Print,
db dot print.db or db.print.
print, I think, print current.db, I
Yeah,
think,
print
Zira.
current.db. Yes, print current.db. Print dot current dot db is set to true. So it will show you that in the brackets what is our current database.
Cool.
Okay, let's say if I'm going to use default or sample. So it's changed to sample. Okay, I can use the show tables. I don't have any tables in this. If I use Vera underscore test, It's taking time. Okay, so that's the command. Let's move to create a table. We'll just show you to how to create a table now. Then we'll move there. Yeah, let's prepare a small data set, a very simple data set where you'll have a employee name, salary, and department. Only three. You can create anything. Okay, employee name and his salary and his state and country. You can prepare some sample data, and you can prepare some sample data, and we will load the data into HDFS. Okay, let me take here. Go to my desktop. I'll be having Hive test. Okay, these are some samples. Does it have, okay, I have something called it's a desktop, right? Employee test. Now I might be moved to input. Do you have something called employee test here? Yes, I have employee test. Look at this data. First try to understand the data. I have something called employee ID, employee name, salary. Employee ID, employee name, salary. So this data I want to load into Hive table. I want to
Ravi,
load
your
in.
screen refresh is very slow, Ravi. I don't know for everyone or for me.
What about the other guys? Is my
It's
screen
for me also.
is taking time to
Just now
load?
we are able to see your employee text.
Okay,
Yeah. Little
okay,
lag is there, Veera, after you open.
okay. Then I'll go little slow. Maybe network issue.
Mhm.
Okay. Now I'm going to load this data into HDFS. I'm going to load this data into HDFS through Hive. So let's see what will happen. Okay. So to load this data into HDFS through Hive, what we need to do? First, we need to create a table. First, we need to create a table. The command is, seems that already I have. Are you guys able to see the screen? My
No, Veera,
still you guys
not
are
yet.
seeing what you guys are seeing?
Yep.
Still input data only.
Now it is came.
Yes.
That's another file came.
Okay.
We are seeing hive test.txt now.
Okay. Okay. Now create table name. Create table name. We are not specifying whether it's a managed or whether it's external. Okay. So if you want, you can go ahead and say create managed. You can say like this. But if you don't specify anything, by default it's a managed table. Create table name. Create table name, and what are the fields you want to specify based on your data. And I have a ID, I have a name, I have a salary. I have a ID, I have a name, I have a salary. And what is my row format? In my data, what is my row format? I'm moving to test down, employee test data. So I'm moving to test data. I move to test data. Or you guys see the test data?
Yes, Veera.
Okay. In the test data, what is my row format? My row format looks like a column, comma delimited. The fields in this are the fields are in this data is comma delimited. It can be a comma, it can be a tab, it can be colon, it can be any delimit. Okay. So now I have to specify to my Hive. I have to tell that while you are loading the data into Hive tables, you consider a row. You consider a row in this format that I have to tell to Hive. Okay. So I'm going to hive test.txt. While creating table itself, I'm telling to my table the row format delimited fields terminated by row format delimited fields terminated by comma. What does it mean? It means my data in the data file, each row and the columns are terminated by comma. If you take any row, in the each row, the columns, the fields are terminated by comma. So whenever you find a first comma, it means that is a field 1. Whenever you find a next comma, that means there is a second field. So we are specifying to a table, or we are specifying to Hive while creating a table itself. And we're telling it to store as a text file. You store it as a text file. So you can store it as any file. text file, ORC file, Parquet file, Auro file, any format you can go with it, or sequence file, any file you can go with it. Okay, for time being, let's try to understand the text files. We can see different formats later point of time. Understand the create statement. In the normal SQL thing, when you compare this same query with the normal SQL, we will be specifying creating a table, create table, table name, and of columns, and we'll specify the sum of the primary column if you have any primary column, not null, or if you have any foreign key references, all these things we'll specify. But in this Hive, we do not have something called a primary column or something. We do not have that concept here. Okay, so we'll be loading a data into Hive tables by using. So if you go with the normal databases, if you want to insert any data in it, we'll use the insert commands, insert statements. But here you can load whole data into Hive by using a single statement called load. Here, there is something a different how to load the local data, how to load the map reduce data. I mean Hive your cluster data, whichever is there in HDFS. So if you want to load a local data which is there in your local file system, you'll use load data and local in path. You'll specify the local here. When you specify the local, the input is expecting from a local machine. The input is expecting from a local machine. If you didn't specify the local, the input is expecting from HDFS. Understand? Murali, Manohar, Raghu,
Yes, Ravana.
Yes,
understood,
Ravi.
right? So can you guys,
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
and on one more thing, when you are typing a queries, okay, first to type in some text file. Why? Because for the future reference. Okay, when you type the queries here directly, what will happen? The query will be executed, and if you want for the future reference, either you have to go up arrow or something you have to do, right? So my request is that when you are typing a query, please type the queries into a text file, then copy and paste in your terminal for execution. Okay, so do you guys created the test data? Okay, and one more thing, if you don't have a test data, right, the simple thing is, 1 second, I think I already shared this document with you. This document is already there with you. You guys can find the create commands here. Oh, it's not having this. If you don't have this, I have one more file. If you have one more, what is file command notes? Yeah, this one only. Uh, no, this one. Okay, Hive setup and notes. There is a PDF called Hive setup and notes. In this, you'll find the commands. You can take the sample data like this. You can copy the text file from here itself. You can load the data. You can do experiments on it. In the drive, there is a Hive setup and notes. You can use that file for the creating a table. I mean, if you want to do, um, if you didn't prepare any data, do you guys prepare any data? Do you guys prepare the data?
No, no, Ravana.
Okay, please prepare some sample data. 1 or 2, 3 lines is fine. So 2, 3 lines is fine for the testing. So if you want later, you can take a bigger data and you can do experiments on it. For that understanding the managed tables, so we can take 1 or 2 lines of the data and we can load it. Or else, can I send this document to you guys? This did not even have the more programs in this. Not even have the more programs in this. I think. Do you guys executed the command? Commands or create table?
Your employee test will prepare just similar kind of.
Yep. I have opened employee
Okay.
test.
Okay. 10. Okay.
Nothing. So we are going to create a table ID, name, and salary. So you can take ID,
Yeah.
name, salary. Please prepare ID, name, salary. In meanwhile, I'll just go. I'll just look at the another document. Yeah, I think we can refer this document. So you guys can refer the document which is a Hive setup and notes. Okay, you guys can refer the Hive setup and notes, or you can set up for time being to understand the tables and all. You can refer this document else. What is Hive? The document name is what is Hive. So in that you have a tables, you have all the information is available. Do you guys prepared, Murali, Manu? You guys prepared the data?
Yeah. I prepared the data. So now we need to enter that command.
Okay,
Where is
create
the
it.
document is there, Ravi?
Okay, the documents there in the drive. In the drive, notes, Hive, in the Hive notes.
We need to go to.
Please access everyone. It is there under notes, Hive, in the Hive notes. You have a document called what is Hive. You have a document called Hive notes. Here also you have the Hive commands, and you also have something called Hive and what is the Hive notes too? Yeah, it's plain commands only. I think it's just commands. Yeah. You found Murali? Did you get that?
I'm going to drive.
Okay. Or else I'll share the screen first. So anyway, we have less time. We just finish executing this, then we'll see the other things tomorrow. Not a problem. Yeah. Are you able to see my screen? You can type this command.
Okay. Create table.
create table, table name, and your column and data type, column 2 data type, column 3 data type, and row format delimited fields terminated by comma stored as a text file. And as of now we are seeing as a text file. It can be any different kind of formats. It can be a sequence file, it can be orc, it can be rc, it can be parquet, it can be auro, it can be any type of the file format.
We executed a create table command.
Oh, very good. So you executed into Hive terminal, right?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Then you have to execute the next command.
Oh, but I didn't create a database, I think. I don't know where it will create.
Then it will take the default database. So not a problem. We'll just
Okay.
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 So now that's the first command. What you have done, you have created the table. So if you
Yeah.
want to check whether the table has been created or not, you can use show tables. Show tables.
Yeah, it's
So
showing EMP test table.
your EMP test table is showing, right?
Yes.
Okay. So after that you have to load the command. Even I will also execute parallel with you.
Load data.
So you want the command. So load data local in path. Why we are taking local in path? Because I'm going to load the data from input local path. I mean local disk, not from the HDFS. Load data, load space, data space, local space, in path space, and the path of the file where you have where you have saved your data into table your MP test. Into table EMP test. EMP test. Executed Murali and others. Not only Murali, what about others? And it will also tell you that how much time it has taken to process the data. After executing that, it will also tell you that whether the data is loaded or not, and it will also tell you that how much time it has taken for executing that command. Select
Oh,
star from EMP test.
desktop. 1 second, Ravi. Uh, Load data local in path. We need to give EMP.
Load data local in path, and you have to give the path. After giving the path, it is single quotes. You'll give the path and single quotes into table EMP test.
Failed.
Okay.
Okay, I think might be I need to give the file name. I mean extension.
So if you created with the extension, you have to give extension. If you didn't create with extension, no need.
I need to create an extension, but it's failed.
Okay, can you share your screen?
It's a plain text doc. Okay, I will share my screen. Home only desktop.
Could you please share your
This is the command I given.
okay, 1 second. First you show me the data.
This is my data.
Murali desktop EMP. Okay. Go to terminal.
Oh, 1 second. See, this is what I created.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
EMP. Then I went created here. Load data local in path stations into table EMP test.
Okay. Failed. Pass missing into.
No, that's fine. The second time it's saying semantic expression line 1 to invalid path. Home Murali desktop EMP.
Oh, Murali desktop EMP. You enter? No, just me look it. No,
think
D
that's
D is
far.
caps, right? No, D is capital letter. Ubuntu is a case sensitive, so D should be capital letter.
Oh, like this.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay. Now you can execute a command called select star or that command. EMP test. Manu, are you executing the same command? Manu and Raghu? I think Suresh is executing, so I hope because he's doing from quite a time. Suresh, what about you?
I will try later.
Yes, Veer, I already did.
Oh, very good. So Manu, you? So congratulations, Murli. You have did it. You have done. You have loaded the data into Hive, and you are able to see it. So you can execute any type of query here. Like suppose you want to understand who is greater than 2000 rupees or who is greater than 500 rupees. You can go ahead and query that. Select star from EMP where Sal is greater than 500 or 300. Yes.
So EMP test, right?
The table name is EMP test.
Yeah. It's like regular. We can execute any regular SQL queries, right?
Most of them are supported, not all. Most of them are supported.
Mhm.
Okay. Thank you guys. We'll see tomorrow and we'll see same command one more time. So describe, it will just describe, just use the describe. Enter. So describe will give you the high level, like what is the table name, what are the columns and data types. See here, and ID and name and salary. And describe formatted will give you more details. And what is the database name, who is the owner of it, when it has been accessed, and last time, when it has been created now, and what is the table type, what type of table it is. Can execute describe formatted? Yeah, you have executed. So if you see here, it will clearly saying that so your database name and it's showing you columns and column data types and comments. So you can also provide for each column you can say some comment like a property, some properties you can set that I'll show you how to set. And database name, owner, create time, last access time, and location and type. If you see the table type is managed underscore table, and if you see the location, where the location and in HDFS slash user slash hive slash warehouse, in that there is a folder called EMP test. So whatever the table you have created here, it is treated as a directory in the HDFS. Okay, and whatever the data I have loaded there, that is treated as a file. You now you go to your web browser, Murli. Go to Chrome. I mean your Mozilla. Click on Mozilla. Murli, are you there?
Hmm?
Murali? Okay, that part I'll show you tomorrow. Okay. Thank you guys.
Ravi?
Yeah, 1 second. Yeah, I'm able to see.